Hey everyone, Corrie here coming in to do the energy update for December the 4th, 2023. This is the weekly report. It's been a while since I've been able to get a weekly out on a Monday. So I'm like, yay, yay me, getting this done. Um, we do have like some real momentum building in this energy, which means if the momentum is building, it also builds up the same energy that brings in the storms. Now, we do have a lot of storm energy. I see a lot of water flooding in. So, with this flooding of this water, I just see like the possibility of massive big water wave storms. Um, I just see water rolling in from across the oceans, right? Like that's the way I see it. Um, and so I do feel like there is like some sort of like um backwind, something is pushing the energy forward. And I do feel like there is this, you may be feeling as if something is pushing you that's going to feel as if it's irritating. It's going to feel like it's going to be like literally like you want to be angry at possibly, not everyone, possibly like you want to be angry at everyone in your path. You tend to want to possibly go back to some sort of old story, old way. Be aware of the illusions of truth. This is a facade kind of energy. We are in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is our happy one. It's fierce, it's mighty, but it's the happy one. It's like Mighty Mouse. It's like Mighty Mouse energy. It's powerful. It's got great strength, but it also likes to work together, teamwork, not so self-involved. It is a energy that just says community, come together. But there is an invasion of other little particles of energy that's happening that just says, it just feels like that pull of, what about me? I'm being left out. Or just like, oh, I'm irritated. I'm being like, everything is getting on my nerves and I just want to make a change. And so sometimes those changes are being made impulsively. So be aware of impulsive changes and decisions. Be aware of any like outside kind of interference, like that energy of the ego that just says, if someone says, well, I don't know if that's for you, or don't know if you could do that, you're like, oh, wait and see. I'll show you what I can do. And in that showing somebody else what you can do, you actually start traveling down the path towards, you know, not towards your destiny, but down towards the fates of another false path where it may not be directly for you. So be aware of that. It's coming up. We're coming to the end of a year. So you may be well into the path. You may be well on the journey into doing something or taking something on, and then just find yourself being very irritated. It is also where plans change. Things all of a sudden, there's twists and turns that are happening this week that truly just flips things, narrative stories. It'll also flip. It's also going to flip plans. So you may have been well on your way towards doing something, thinking it's all going to work out, and then boom, all of a sudden it is not. Don't be discouraged. Don't quit. Don't back down. Don't leave your. Don't abandon all plans. Is that some things, it is like a tweaking that is happening. It is a movement and a shift that is happening to bring you probably into an even better solution. There is a divine destiny. So when we're going through life, like this is why I have an issue with how to's. Do this, do this, do this. Well, do this, do this, do this may not always work. So you are not you're not a bookshelf that comes with instructions. A, B, C, D, and every little piece of you is numbered. Your energy matters. So what you have energy for, where you are, what you're doing in the moment may change the steps. So I remember teaching this in my spiritual depression class, master class that I did. Um, And it's about spiritual awakening. It's about all of the melancholy, the the wake up calls, the lower vibrating energy. And I speak about, we go through stages of awakening, but if someone tells you all the stages and you're skipping stages, or things are not happening, you're like, well, this can't be me. What am I doing wrong? And it's not that you're doing anything wrong, is that in truth, is that when we take steps and direction, when we take steps towards our powerful yes towards something we want, is that we're going to probably be going from 1 to 5 to 4 to 6 to 7. And then we have to probably go all the way back to 2, right? So it's as if we have to move around the moving pieces so that we don't number them, we don't label them. We step into the moments of where experiences are happening. And what we're experiencing in our moments becomes a part of the steps towards our journey. And it's our way around our 360. It's our way through our hero's journey into, recognizing we become inspired. We become inspired by something. We go one step ahead and probably 10 steps back. But why did we go 10 steps back? We went 10 steps back because there's something 10 steps back that we needed for step 3. So we needed to go 10 steps back to get to step 3. But we get to step 3 and we realize, oh, I don't feel like doing step 3. So we get to step 5 and then we go back to step 3. And that's how it works. And that's how we start to discover the keys and the codes to walking the path to our destiny. And so what makes things so frustrating and challenging is when something is trying to push us, influence us, when we have a push to have to go somewhere that we really don't want to go, do things we don't really want to do, but yet everything in our body keeps moving us towards it. It's often that's the way we need to go. And for myself today, I was going to get a few things at the grocery store. I had a client an hour later. I normally don't leave the house in the time when I'm working, but I needed some things at the store, gave myself like plenty of time. And on the way there, I heard stop at Castaways, which is which is like a thrift store. And I'm like, why do I want to go to thrift store? I don't need anything at the thrift store. I don't want to go to thrift store. It's interfering in my day. It's interfering in my time. I don't want to be there today. Like, no. So I leave the grocery store. I'm on my way home. And well, I'm leaving. Sorry, let me backtrack. Backtrack. I'm leaving the grocery store. And there's a man outside who really, sorry if you ever see this video, who really was not very good at playing his guitar. Whether he's pretending or not, I don't think he could really play. And he was dancing around, he's singing, and he was panhandling. He was, had his little basket on the ground, wanting money. And I'm like, he made me smile. He made me smile. And of course I had to stop, and he just made me laugh. And I'm like, he was so happy, even though, behind that facade, behind that face, there was more to the story, and it ran deep. And so, but he shifted my mindset, and I just had a moment, an experience, and I felt myself shift gears again, right? Like I just felt myself, something moving inside of me. And so I laughed, and I'm like, okay, now I got to get home. Now I have to go home to this client. And I heard get to go to Castaways. And I'm like, I don't want to go to Castaways. But everything in my mind was saying no. I'm arguing with it of why I don't want to go, why I don't want to be there. And I end up in Castaway, in this thrift store. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm here. I might as well I'm looking for a small desk. I need a little small desk to go in my living room so I can put my other computer downstairs. Because I'm not going to be able to get up and down the stairs so much after surgery. So I'm looking for something. So anyone know where I can get a little small desk? Let me know. And no, I know where to get small desk. And so I end up in there, and there's no desk. So I looked around and I looked at little things. I'm like, oh, there's a big popcorn maker. Maybe I should get that. And I'm like, no, you don't need that. I don't really need anything in here. And so I found a couple shirts, because I love thrift stores, and I love buying previously used clothes that looks like new, sometimes got tags on it, or vintage clothes. And so I get there, and the um and so I find these three shirts, all for $6. 666. Yeah, all threes. And so I get up to the counter, and the ladies has some kid suits. And I'm like, oh my God, let me see that snowsuit. Looked at it and like, no, this is for me. This is for me. My grandkids I can buy for another day. Um, and she looks at me and she just says to me, oh my God, you are so beautiful. You have the most beautiful green eyes. And she kept looking at me and she kept reiterating it, kept saying it. And I'm like, thank you. And she said, and your skin and your features. And I'm like, thank you. And out of my mouth came, I needed to hear that today. I wasn't even feeling that. I was not thinking that. That was not even in my wheelhouse, but yet it came from me. Yet it came from me. For some reason, that I feel like was a step back so that somewhere here, there is a step forward. And so I was as irritated as could be about going to the store. But yet, the whole experience left me with a softness in my heart. So, whatever was of that experience, whatever was of that, as much as I resisted it, my body still moved me there. I was still moved into the moments that would give me something to smile about in those experiences. That's the energy we have this week. That's the energy that's here. That's how the guides and angels are moving us. That's how we are being moved, is because we have to move and shift and leave behind old mindsets. Get out of our own ways, clear up the past. And this is the beginning of the month. This is the fourth, and this is I think this is actually the first day of the feast of the Lady of, so I guess the Lady of Galoplet. I can't say it. I don't even want to, I'm having a moment. So Mary Magdalene. So this is Mary Magdalene energy, the greatest spiritual female teacher, the 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 feminine energy, the part of Jesus, as Jesus has been massive. If anyone knows me and knows my channeling of Jesus and my work with Jesus and Mary Magdalene, is I Jesus has been channeling through me for days now. Let's see, it's just so much energy happening here right now. So these winds of change, these storms, they're not pretty. They do bring change. They do bring catastrophic change when they hit land, and they are real. I do feel them. I feel like they're coming in. We have some serious storm patterns of some sort that is traveling through and coming through, but they are pushing us. And so, because we feel the effects of this, because we feel the energy of this, then we are also feeling this, the influence in our own lives. And that's where a lot of our energy is this week. Now, I'm going to shift gears here, and I'm going to go over to the cards. And so, bear with me. And so, I have no idea why I'm so into my Angel Wisdom Tarot. And so I am going back to my Angel Wisdom Tarot to start and the end of challenging times. See, Archangel Gabriel, I knew this was the angel that was coming up. Archangel Gabriel is the angel who pushes us from behind, always giving us the nudge. When you wake up and you're like, I don't really want to do this today, Archangel Raphael or Archangel Gabriel gives us that push, gives us that shove to get to our next new beginning. We got to get to the ending. So if there's something that we have to do, if there's something that we have that we need to accomplish or do, we have to make the steps. We have to make the change. And sometimes it's about having to find our voice. If we think of Mary Magdalene, when Mary Magdalene had to leave her land, and when Jesus went through his transformation and you became the embodiment of the Christ-like light, then Mary Magdalene had to move. She had to go into hiding. She had to go into safety. And she had to be not be her, but be her, not be her, but be her. So she had to navigate around, this way, that way. She had to jump around. And it's the same thing with us. But as much as she didn't want to go, she knew that she had to go. So the forces and the changes, because there is an experience, and we all have our own experiences to experience. And so, because on the other end, there is peace again, there is change, there is new beginnings. This beautiful swan at the very front, right, is guiding the way. And the swan is always looking for, the beauty, the but also the swan is also taking her towards the partner of self. That challenging situation often requires us to build a relationship with the soul, to build a relationship with trust and with something beyond us. When Mary Magdalene and little Sarah her children were in the boat, her daughter was in the boat, there was no oars. There was no oars to guide them. They went without oars. There was just a boat. And they found their way exactly where they needed to be. And if we follow the steps, if we follow our heart, our body, our our resistance, and if we release and we let go, we will have moments that fill our hearts with joy, but it gives us the experiences that we need, and it takes us towards our destiny. This is the energy that is moving and shifting us towards our destiny. We have a massive shift happening on the 12th with the new moon coming in, which is the cold moon, which I'll also be doing a recording for, I so hope, because the last moon I couldn't get a recording out. And so there is a lot of powerful energy in this week. And so you don't have to be religious this is not about religion. And of course, I don't have the whole story, but it's about the energy and the connection that I have made to the benevolence and to the absolute of kindness, of the virtuous self. See, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. What story, what narrative do we hold on to? And sometimes we don't want to go outside. I didn't want to go outside today, but because I went outside, I moved beyond whatever energy was having me trapped in here. And I went out and I experienced something new. And this is where you are this week. This is where many of us may be this week. And so there is change that is trying to happen, change that's happening, that's moving you forward. So if we have such high expectations of one outcome, this may be the week that you're going to be tested and challenged with, not to lose the dream, but to recognize that all of the pieces of having a fixed outcome is shattering, because it has to be movable, because everything is always moving and everything is always changing. So can be some emotions, it can be some ups and downs, but just have faith that things are working out. And so this was where our star comes in. And so having faith in the future that you cannot see is having faith in the dreams, and just having faith in just that, knowing that changes happen to help us. The stages and the shifts and the movement may feel messy. They may feel unorganized, but this is where we let go, release control. And the more that we release control, the more that we find our way into feeding into all that is needed to evolve the emotions and to spiritually evolve, to be able to fuel up, to raise our own vibration, so that we can move into a higher vibration, a shift, a step up, a step up, a step up. That's what I keep getting. It's going to be a step up. Now, for some of you, that change, that move may be a total relocation. It may having to be go somewhere that you didn't want to go. But you're like, I don't want to move. I don't want to leave. I don't want to change. But in the end, you're going to discover that it's better for you than you ever thought. Sorry, I lost the card on the floor. Sorry for the noise. But what this week brings to us most is grace. This is a week of grace. And when the voice of grace speaks, we're being asked to show ourselves mercy, to see the innocence, to return to the innocence, because remembering that we are always learning, that we are always evolving, that we're always growing. And sometimes we do need to go back to ground zero. Sometimes we need to begin again. And sometimes with the ending, ground zero is exactly where we go, because that's where the new beginning starts. You're not going backwards. You're not falling backwards. You're still moving forward. The illusions of life and truth is that we're getting lost. And so this is a one. And in this beautiful one is, often our thoughts get interrupted. And remembering this, you were innocent until somebody told you were not. You thought you saw until your eyes saw something more. Grace gives us permission to free ourselves of the thoughts that can turn our world dark. Grace may feel small, yet it has the power to change your life. Hi, my name is Grace, here to remind you that you were innocent in your thoughts until someone told you were not. You have the light within you, reminding you to care for yourself as you would a child. You innocently forgot you were once me. I am a reflection of you. Today, please see in you what you see in me. Innocently, we have a desire to prove or seek validation that we are good, sometimes even trying to play out the good girl role, so much that we are annoying as hell to everyone else. Maybe a rebel to the extreme in defiance to the strict and controlling beliefs you may have existed within. Either way, why are you still punishing a previous version of self by playing out any games? Come on, girl, guy. Show yourself some mercy. Stop playing games. It's time to grow up spiritually and emotionally. Inner child healing is not that there is a child still inside of you. It's that the eyes of the child who saw and created the stories is still the one projecting your views and the whys of your today. It may be a little or even a long adult experience, but either way, you are not the person you once were. So look through the eyes and live from the heart of the woman, man you are today. We all fall from grace innocently or not, but we are not here to be punished. We are here to learn love. We are here to learn love, and within love comes forgiveness. You may have forgotten, but this is your moment to let your angelic wings out and allow the divine love to flow through your veins. Free the stories, and you will free the child. And I could read you this because this is from my book. This is from the Everyday Goddess Oracle cards. This is the card of her. This is in the upright because she came out in the upright. There is a reverse and a healing that also goes with this. And so as you see her feet are grounded, she is grounded in herself, but yet she can let the winds of change take her. She knows she will have to grow. She cannot stay a child forever. We cannot stay in an old story. We cannot stay stuck. Times change us, moments gives us opportunities, and life gives us experiences. And as we move forward, it's to know that we are here to have moments of experiences. And in those experiences, those should be also of joy, love, and light. That yes, we will have to meet the fates, we'll have to meet the destinies of others and of ourselves. And, not every moment is going to be one that we enjoy, but each moment brings us to a place and an opportunity to create new experiences and meet new people. And life has given us that. And as I know through my day today, is that the angels, the guides speak and appear through people. They intercept the human, and that was a messenger today. Through that woman, there was a messenger. And your days will be filled with messengers, signs, and synchronicities, but also knowing that it is not a step by step. Life is not a color by numbers. It is freestyled. It has a wildness to it. It has the untamed, but it also has a calmness. It has a gentleness. It has it all, just like the world. And this is one of those times when we may feel exist in all that is happening in the world. We will see the ugly, we'll see the wild, but we'll also see the beauty. But let go and of how we think things are or how we think things should be, and stop thinking into creation such a fixed vision, and opening up our hearts and our minds to even more. And so may the winds take you. May your irritations not be as big as you think, as you thought. Allow that voice that's just saying, oh, I should do this, I should do that. The shoulda, coulda, wouldas, right? We may miss those opportunities 1,000 times, but that one time that you actually listen and you go and do, you don't know what it's for. Maybe it wasn't for the new shoes. Maybe it was to meet the person. Maybe it was to speak to the messenger. Maybe it was to stop something that was ahead of you from happening. Who knows? But sometimes just listening to that nagging voice has some real truth and the right way. Just like you say, oh, I don't want to listen to my mother. I don't want to listen to her. How does she know? She was never, she's not a kid. She don't know what it's like to be me. And how many times were they right? How many times were they right? Well, that's exactly as the divine is speaking to us. So remember that little whisper, that little voice, those moments of grace are guiding us through. And once we know, we can't unknow. Once you see the flaws, once you see the mistakes, or once you see someone's truth, you can't unsee. And so, yeah, there's just so much. I could go on forever with this week's energy, but the December monthly message is also up. Each and every one of your yearly zodiac forecast readings for the collective energy is available. You can order your own personal 2024 forecast readings, and they are not as many expect them to be. They are a definite Corrie style. And I never know what's coming. They are channeled, so I can't guarantee you, such a perfectly laid out little message. But they are fantastic and they're wonderful. And there's many people who I wasn't going to do them this year, and because of the high demand of people wanting them again and again, I am offering out a limited number. So get yours today. But you can also purchase all of my work on CorrieThorne.com. And also, if you like these videos, please subscribe. This is your weekly energy update as it's being channeled through from all the outside that's coming in at me. Like I said, it's a storm. I feel like I'm in a wind tunnel. I feel like energy is moving and changing as fast as I'm speaking. So I'm getting out while I can. Let the past go, let go, and let God is what they say, right? Just let yourself be moved by the energy, and you never know where it's going to take you this week. Much love. I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.